and there's so much more to the experience of me. There's so much more. And yet we zoom in on one small assumption. And we were talking about just how we'll how we're gonna think about, what was it? It was like we were jumping to something, and it's like you make an assumption, and we have our attention. Or I think it was being accountable and having faults, and fault is based on that assumption. And the holding yourself accountable or being accountable is accepting that you're not always going to love the choices that you make. You're not always going to pay attention to every consideration. You're not always going to know what consideration to make, but you're accountable for the fact that you're going to be you're doing the best that you can. And you accept that the best that you can is not always going to agree with your opinion of what the best is. But the faults and the beating ourselves up and all of that is all just based on the assumption that you can know, that there is some kind of guarantee, that there is control. But it just doesn't seem like you would want to fault yourself or fault anyone else, because truly we are doing our best. And you know that is just all that's just included in all that's happening.
Yeah. It's interesting because there's a feeling that goes with what we're saying. As you were saying earlier, it seems rather simple. Just feel what's happening, pay attention. And then on the other hand, I've talked about enthusiasm previously, and I've said, it's very much about being willing to be a participant in what's happening.
Hmm.
There's a willingness to just shed that I guess cloak of assumption and identity, to just shed all of that thought and just go, fuck it, I'm here.